Sounds good.
Cool. Hello, beautiful Lovetarians. This is Natalia PH and my fantastic guest, Colin Lewis. We are actually having him again on this show because before that, we did a great ritual. I don't know if you missed it. If you missed it, you must watch it. New Moon ritual. It was about 2 months ago, Colin, yeah? Something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and today we'll play and we will guide you through, or Colin will guide you through a full moon ritual. I will just tell you a few technical things. Please, if you're watching on Facebook for the first time, there is a little text next to the video that you need to agree to show your name. So please give permission to StreamYard to show your name so we can actually see if you would be commenting. And if you have been seeing it on Facebook several times, it's not a problem. On YouTube, no issues. If you have comments, questions, just please put it in the comment box. We will address them as soon as we can. And welcome, everybody. Lovetarian Way podcast is here to contribute to the elevation of humanity's consciousness, and we're interviewing great healers, teachers, well, magicians, astrologists, as we have today. Well, Colin, you're going to be like our go-to astrologist, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so then without further ado, we will start. And maybe, Colin, tell us a little bit about yourself, because I don't think that people might remember. So better to introduce yourself again. So what is up with astrology and Colin?
Yeah. So, coming from originally the fitness field, wanted to help people. Started realizing that it was more a mental game and more a game of willpower than anything. So I got more into the whole wellness aspect, and food can be your medicine. Food can be healing. Trying to understand how to improve your immune system and booster your vitality. And so it went from physical into mental, and then from mental into kind of like the energetic world, and learned a lot about Reiki and energy work. And from there, I worked with a lot of shamans and intuitives, and they taught me some different things. And I read a lot, studied, hung out with astrologers, hung out with psychics, tried to learn everything I could first. Ended up going to Peru, did a whole ayahuasca foundation program. Started to realize that a big aspect of intuition and wellness is psychedelics and cleaning your body out and seeing things in a different way. And you don't always need plants for psychedelics. You can also just do it with breath work as well. But that is kind of the key. That's like the next step to kind of understanding yourself and your role in this world. And so after I understood that, I went kind of fully into shamanism and took people on different trips and took people on their first experiences. And so intuition teaching and shamanic journeys are kind of my focus at this point, with a lot of other interests as well.
Yeah, you just gave me your website, MagicK.com, right? It's new one.
Yeah, so it's a combination of magic, and when we say magic, it's not Harry Potter magic, but it's real life magic. It's things like The Secret. It's things like manifesting. It's things like your energy field.
Yeah.
And then there's practical intuition you can learn as well. It's not something that people are necessarily born with. It's actually something that people can develop.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And how long have you been doing it? It's like what? Since you were in your 30s, no?
Yeah. So I would say the 20s were a big focus on fitness. The 30s were a big focus on intuition and healing. And now the 40s are more like shamanism.
Oh, yeah. Great. So, okay, maybe we will explain, since this is about new moon. Oh, I'm sorry, this is about moon. Now it's a full moon. Now 22nd, right? It's coming. It's going to be on Sunday. Anything special about this moon, or is there can you tell us a little bit about why each moon is different, or is it different? I'm making assumptions.
So there's two main aspects of it that make it different and unique. Number one is the moon phase is 30 days. And so it goes through every sign 3 days. So it's 3 days, little snippets. So right now until the full moon, it's Aquarius. So that makes it uniquely an Aquarius full moon. So it brings out the energies of Aquarius more. In my estimation, it's the water bearer. So with the water bearer, it's trying to bring some level of sustenance or nurturing to others. So that's a big part of the Aquarian mission. Aquarians are also very artistic. They're kind of breaking out of the box. And they're also known, we're like in the age of Aquarius right now. It's the age of technology. So usually Aquarians are pretty apt in that field. The other big aspect of this moon is it's the sturgeon moon. And the sturgeon moon, like you hear all these different ones, this one's specifically about individuality. So you got the combination of Aquarius, which is the water barrier, and then the sturgeon moon, which is about the individual. So in today's full moon ritual and exercises, we're going to keep all that stuff in mind. So I'm going to be basically offering a couple of things to the folks watching. So one of the offerings, one of the things we're going to work on today is kind of, last time you asked me to do like a step-by-step on like how to make a sigil, how to make a picture that's a magic way of bringing your dreams into reality. The other thing that we're going to do after that, if people are into it, is I brought my tarot deck, and what I do is I do tarot throws. So in the energy of the individual and the water bearer, I wanted to do some tarot readings for some of the audience members. So if any of them has some questions, we can do a specific throw on it.
Perfect. Okay, so shall we start? What do you suggest we start with?
Yeah, so first we can start with the sigil making, and then that'll give people a chance to think about their questions if they'd like to ask me questions.
Great. Yeah, if anybody will have questions, just type them in the comment box. That's the best. And then we'll address them as we go. Exactly. All right. We need pen and paper. Or people, you can do it while you watch your recordings, because majority of people always watches recordings.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, we have
paper and pen. It's nice and simple, this one.
Right. If you don't have it, go and get it. Whomever is watching live, I have mine here. All right. So what do we do?
Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to think of something that we want.
All right.
Okay, and then we're going to write a sentence out that describes what we want. So it could be as simple as, I want a nice house. Yeah, and it could be a little bit more complex too. It could be like, I am receiving a loving and compassionate and understanding individual to be my partner. Something like that. That could also be your sentence.
Oh yeah. Oh, I want to be healthy or something, because some people I know here, they're struggling with health right now.
Let's do it. I'll do health. That sounds like a good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, I want to be healthy in mind and body.
In mind and body. Before we continue, yeah, perfect. I see it. Before I continue, I will ask you something. What is your take on this whole thing that when we say I want to be healthy, then I'm focusing on what I don't have? What is your?
I like to say I am.
Oh, okay.
I like to do it in present tense for magical purposes, because the universe and energy doesn't really understand past tense.
Yes.
Or even future tense, really. Neither one makes sense in 5D or 6D dimensional reality. And that's what we're dealing with. We're not just in a cartoon. We're dealing with a very complex, like interweaving like worlds, essentially. So we want to say it in present tense.
So what would you say that I am or I want to be? Because is it reaffirming? You know what I mean? Like, is it reaffirming what we don't have? Like, you know what I'm saying, right? That if you say I want to be healthy, so that means you are saying you're not healthy. Does that matter? I'm going for the law of attraction, the whole focus thing. You know what
you're saying I want, and it's like so you're manifesting the want more.
Okay, so that's how you look at it. Okay, great. Yeah. Because obviously there are different schools, so I'm just doing my best to understand, and so people understand it. So because sometimes there are contradictory teachings, and we don't want to create contradiction. We want to create, this union, right?
The way the contradiction happens is it happens when we are going against our heart and trying to fit into something that we think society wants us, or a person wants us to do. And with all language, it all boils down to how you interpret it for magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a very good point, Colin. So you hear people, you need to really, I mean, believe is everything. Believe is everything. If you believe something and deeply, deeply, deeply long enough, and you keep reaffirming that, it will become your life, basically. Right? So choose what you want to focus on. Yeah, we have some people, I want the reading, but hold on. Now we're doing the ritual. So get your pen and paper. Underneath says, I want to be healthy in mind and body. Okay, good girl.
So
okay, so let's go back to this one.
I am healthy in mind and body.
I am.
Okay, now the next step is we're gonna cross out every second letter. So we notice that there's an I in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna cross out the I later on in the word in. So I'm gonna cross that I off. I'm also gonna cross off the one in mind. Okay, and then is there any other I's? No, that's it. So now I'm looking for A's because A is my second letter. So the second A is in healthy. I'm crossing that one off.
Yep.
There's also one in and.
Yep.
Okay, and then the next letter is M. I cross off all the extra M's. There's one in mind. Oops. Then the next one is H. There's no other H's. The next one is E. There's no other E's. T, H, Y, N. Oh, here's one in N. Okay, D. Here's my first D. There's another D. Oops. And here's another D. So I'm crossing those out. Yep. Then we got N. Then we got B. And then the Y should be crossed out from the earlier Y. Yeah.
And why again, you have to explain, why do you cross those out?
So just because? Crossing, yeah. So we're trying to basically, it's kind of like coding into the universe. So we're taking something that is very literal and left-brained, and then we're slowly dissolving it into right-brain, creative stupor. But you can see that there is a direct line. And so the whole process is part of the magical act. It's all important. But basically, we're taking it from the left brain to the right brain.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So now I'm going to rewrite all the letters I have that are left. So I, A, M, H, E, T, H, Y, N, D, B. That's all that's left is this.
Okay. So that's
what gibberish, some weird letters. And so with those letters now, what we're going to do is we're going to arbitrarily / randomly / selectively put them in an order and make 3 words out of it.
All right.
You don't have too many vowels left, so let's put those vowels in there first. We have an I, an A, and an E. So let's put those in there. I'm going to put A first, then E, then I. So those are my vowels.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to use sort of in the order here. So I have an M and an H. So I'm going to go MH around that one. I have a T and an H. I'm going to go H, T. And then I have a Y, N, D, B. So let's get the Y here. Oops.
Mark, hold on, because we need to write it down. Show it again. M-A-H.
Okay, so now I got all my letters. I'm just crossing these out. I'm trying to do 3 words, and I'm sort of putting random consonants from what I have left. And now we have something that's been completely decoded. So now it started off as I am healthy in mind and body, and now it's ma hedi bind.
Sounds like some awesome druid language.
Ma hedi bind.
Yeah.
That's my chanting slogan.
Okay,
so I want to help you. So now what I want you to do, so that's our slogan. That's how we get our phrase. Our next aspect is to create the picture. The picture is the same thing. We want to make it stuff that's very tangible and real, and we want to turn it more abstract so that it's just one big symbol, almost like a logo, kind of like in corporate branding. Mm-hmm. I mean, corporate branding and sigil making are, same deal. Yeah. So let's think of 5 aspects that you want. So I want a healthy mind and body. So I want to be strong. I want to be like have a good heart. I want to be
With
smart.
energy. Huh? Energy.
Energy.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, fit. No, it's the same as strong.
Oh. Let's say good looks.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what I want. I want strong. I want to be heart healthy. I want to be smart. I want to have energy. I want to have looks. This is, for me, this would look and feel healthy.
Okay.
So now we're just going to make little icons for each. I would call these emojis. And our cell phone world has got us really good at this kind of stuff. Okay, energy, I'm going to do a lightning bolt. And then looks, I'm going to do just eyes. So I don't want to think too much about these things. I just want to draw symbols that represent everything.
Cool.
Strong, I have an arm that's like flexing. Heart, I have a heart. Smart, I have a brain. Energy is like a lightning bolt, and then looks are the eyes. Okay, so now we want to combine these together, these 5 things. So the brain, to me, looks like a container. So I'm going to use the brain as my big one. Okay, brain. So that's in there. Next, heart. I'm going to put the heart at the top. I don't know. That just looked like the place to put it. Next, I'm going to put an arm. Okay, so there's an arm there. And then I'm going to put a little lightning bolt. And then the eyes. It looks like some sort of like
yeah, some cartoon character. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so oops. We have this going on. So now I need to make this even more simplified. So like the eyes should probably be less specific. The lightning bolt should be a little less developed. Okay, so I'm just gonna do it quickly and all that, right?
You don't want to complicate things.
That's what I got.
All right.
So,
cool.
So it goes from this to that. So that's it. So then this is my sigil. You can make it a little bit prettier, a little bit more complex, but I found that it works the best when it's very abstract.
Yeah. Okay. So
it
please,
just reminds you.
Colin, explain for those who don't know, what is sigil now again?
A sigil is essentially like what every 12 to 14-year-old boy and girl know what to do. They put posters on their board that's, I want to be this, that, and the other thing. And that's what it's about. It's about your brain seeing it and then creating that reality for you to step into. And so there's 2 different thoughts on it. One thought is to be just like advertising and have it somewhere where you see it all the time. And it's about repetition and keep going. The Tibetans, what they do is they actually make prayer things and they spin them so that prayer gets put into the world, seen by people. There's other magical thought where it's more like do it really good, concentrate it, and then forget about it and do other things. And that's the way I kind of like it. And you can use both, obviously, and with that method, you just want to do your ritual and be done with it, and let the universe take care of it. You know, the more you have faith, the more you can do with the universe.
Good. And okay, rewind a little bit. So why do we do coding again? Why can we not just have I want to have healthy body and then start draw something?
Because it's too logical. It's in the logical mind. Something that magicians with a K do is they do different ways to get into states that take you out of the left brain. So one example is to fast. Another example is to not sleep for many days. Another example is to the whirling dervishes. They would just spin in circles until they got to a point of like, we're gone.
Well, people can try to do it. Yeah. But if people are thinking too much, they can just go twirling. That will knock them off.
Yeah, because like our world, we have no shortage of left brain thinking at all. No shortage there.
No.
What we need is artists and creatives and people with compassion.
No, definitely. Okay, cool. So we've got the sigil.
Okay, so we got our sigil. So you got your chant. And then you got your sigil. And it's real abstract. What I like to do is for the chant, I like to, two different ways you can do it. You can do it by yourself. Doing it by yourself, you want to imagine what you're trying to accomplish while you're doing the chant. Do it 13 times. If you can't think of 13 moon cycles is why I say that. You can also do it more or less, depending. I found that it's even more effective if you do it in groups. So if you have people that understand your vision, it's way more powerful. And if you all chant at the same time and look at the sigil, and then I usually do a send off of either burning it or drowning it or burying it, you know, one of the 4 elements. Yeah. And
cool.
yeah,
Great.
Send it.
And when is the best time to do it?
So for the full moon, you want to do it right at the apex of the full moon. So this would be Saturday night.
Saturday night.
The actual apex of the full moon is a little bit in the morning. So you could either do a really early rise and do it, or you could do a really late one. Those would be the optimal timing. What you don't want to do is you don't want to do it on the waxing part. And I mean, even the second of waxing. You don't want to do it like, the first second of waxing. You want to do it on the rise and at the peak for the full moon.
So since we have people from different time zones, I think it would be best if you go to Google calendar, Google, and find the full moon in August. And what do you call it? When in apex, right? So why does it fall for your time zone? Because it will obviously be different, right, for everybody.
Yeah. All these times I'm saying is Pacific Standard Time, so different for everyone here. Yeah.
Okay, great. So then you will choose the element, whichever works for you.
Yeah, I like to go with the astrology. So this one is air.
Oh, air. Yeah. So what?
Aquarius, which is air. So I like to do confetti with air.
So
and that ripping up process, also envision getting the thing that you want. And then if it's biodegradable, if it's earth friendly, no magic that's not earth friendly, that would be kind of silly.
That would be a great thing to do with your kids, no?
Actually. Oh my God, kids love this stuff. They recognize it right away. You don't have to explain it to them too much.
No. If anything, they will show you the way.
Yeah. They'll be like, actually, here's what.
Yeah, that's great. So basically, don't complicate it. It could just be like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And have
so what I usually do in my meetings, because I'll do these moon rituals with usually 10 to 12 people. It's kind of the perfect amount. So basically, it's how do we get to those 5 minutes? And those 5 minutes, I want people in a state where they can manifest. And the way I see that is we're all in kind of fight or flight almost all the time. And so we're all starting in first chakra. And then it's like, how do we move into 7th chakra? And so as a group too. So first thing is, how do you feel safe with a group? I like to set a circle. I like to just have people voice concerns. I like to say, here's what we're going to do. Because sometimes people don't feel safe if they don't know what's happening. And then the next step is emotion. So then you got to make sure that everyone is in emotionally good space. I like to just ask people like, how are you doing? And then sometimes words aren't great with like releasing emotion to a group, especially if you don't know everyone very well. So sometimes I do sound with that, like just release a sound that gets rid of that emotion. After that, it's for this one, it's really important. 3rd chakra. 3rd chakra is all about your individuality. And so this is the sturgeon moon. So some sort of like individual creative expression is essential. From the creative individual of 3rd chakra, then we move into 4th chakra, which is more like the group heart. So I like to either do, Reiki or something where you're sharing. I like to share from the heart. This is a good place to do it. When you put your hand on your chest, you actually connect with 4th chakra. Something I found is that like to really tell what chakra you're in is how fast you're talking. So like right now, I'm not in my 4th. I'm in my 5th chakra. But if I slow down a little bit, like here's my 4th, and if I come from more like a settled ego, it's from here. Emotions is more like here, and then fight or flight. But you could tell where somebody's coming from by how they're talking.
No, definitely.
And then getting into 6, that's where you want to start with the sigil, right? So you got the chanting, the sigil, and then sending it up. And so that's 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, great. Our question for you.
Yeah.
Do you see it? Do you see it?
Yeah, I love bay leaves. Talking about, you know, working with the earth, that is the perfect way to do it, because you can burn them and that's fine, or you can do the confetti method. In fact, that would be the best way to do the confetti method.
Yeah, for this moon, right?
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I think last time we did something with water. Yes, we did something with water, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, continue.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we did the water ritual.
Yeah. Cool. So, okay, that's, oh yeah, people are like, awesome. I can't be showing all your comments, people, at the same time. I know you're enthusiastic, yes. For the moment, if somebody would like to have a reading from Colin, just put your name in the comments, okay? Yes. So about the full moon ritual, what else have you got? Do you have something else, or is that the one that is you prefer?
Yeah, so that's the way to do it. So that's kind of a sigil breakdown, and then that's the choice of the people. It's like where do people want to go? That's a big question. This one's about individuals, so this one might be better to actually do it solo. I don't usually say that, but because it's the Sturgeon moon, this one might be more of a solo one. The Aquarius makes it, you know, a little bit nice for the group aspect. But that's a big question that one has to ask themselves. Like how do you want to do magic? Do you want to do magic in partnership? Do you want to be part of a tribe? Do you want to do it just for yourself? There's advantages and disadvantages to all of them. Yeah,
we talked last time, I believe, that it also depends what sign the moon is in, right? Then the ritual will differ. But I mean, honestly, Colin, is it really, you explained it a little bit last time. So you said that it's better to work with the energy of the moon, right? As opposed to against it, right?
Yeah. So it's like swimming in a river. It's like you can either swim upstream or downstream. Yeah. And so people have known that the moon has a big effect on humanity for a long time. I mean, we're talking a history of kings and presidents who've used astrologers to understand timing of when to do things. The one I like from history the most is John Dee. If anyone can just kind of look him up, he's an interesting character. Because we talk about Merlin all the time. We talk about Merlin and what he did, but we know very little about that time period. We don't know if he was 3 guys, 5 guys, even a guy. we don't know too much about that story. We do know about John Dee. That's all recorded. He's a real life magician who was in the historic records, and he was a confidant to the queen, and he predicted when she'd be attacked, who would attack her, what would happen in battle, and he would do it with astrology. He would do it with alchemy and all kinds of other kind of ancient arts that we aren't as in touch with currently, or at least not in their ancient forms.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, all I believe for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and that's just recorded history. We know that people who are really wise, they work with earth cycles, moon cycles, and well, there's a term even lunatic, right? Lunatic.
That's right.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know the etymology, but I would think that this is somebody who people might think is influenced by the energy of the moon and goes a little crazy, right?
Yeah, the word monster comes from the moon star.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So moon energy has been something that we know really affects people. And if you have things that are off, it'll amplify it. And if you have things that are right, it'll amplify it. And if you have things in between, it'll amplify it.
Well, I mean, there were studies made about violence that increases, right, during certain times of the moon and so on. But yeah, so if you basically on the edge, maybe stay home, people. Don't go out because you might be more sensitive.
And then, really good information on moon cycles is Rudolf Steiner. He's
yes. That was better. What did you do? Stop playing. But now play a little bit with the light, because now I don't see you in the darkness. Okay. Yeah. So Steiner, yes, very famous. tell us a little bit about him before we go into readings, because there are people are like pacing. You said you're gonna do the reading. We have some desires for that.
I had a feeling, that's why I sort of did a little shorter on the other part.
Yeah, great. No, but you didn't finish about Steiner. One, two sentences. Who was Rudolf? I know who he was.
So he started the Waldorf education, and so people have different opinions and ideas on that. Most people don't actually know what it's about. So I encourage people to learn, because we're coming to a point in education where people don't really need to learn from school. People don't really need to learn from school. We have the internet, like we have a million resources. Socialization is important, but so his type of theosophy and his understanding of education is more to the development of people and their inner abilities, and their ability to think, and their ability to be creative, their ability to be in touch with their emotion. And then he was also like very prolific writer. He was very broached on many subjects, and one of them was moon cycles and how to work with it in terms of gardening.
Biodynamic wines we used to drink, and agriculture around it. That's just amazing. But all those arts, well, actually, there's a revival of those arts. Thank God, they're not completely gone. It was, in the 50s with all the industry when it started, all this crappy food that we were introduced to, but it's coming back, yeah? Do you feel it in your area as well? Because I'm in Spain, so people are still connected to the earth, thank God.
Luckily in my area, Sebastopol is very connected to kind of like farm to table, hippy dippy a little bit. Occidental is a little bit more like higher end hippy dippy. That's right around the corner. And then of course there's Napa and wine country around me. So everyone connected to that is very, and then also it's historically a place where people in the past, not so much now, but in the past used to grow a lot of weed and cannabis. So very connected with the earth cycles.
Cool. All right. Thank you very much. I don't think we're going to be waiting much longer because these girls are pacing their little feet. Okay. So Isabel, you are first. So Isabel Palomino. May I have a reading? Yes, I suppose you may. So what do we need anything else? Because
just a question. Yeah. What's the question? And then I'll throw a card on it. And
yeah, Isabel, please, what is your question? Because for the moment they just put their names. So I have Jackie here, Annemiek. We need a question, girls.
Yeah, first person.
Not your name. So please give a question. Jackie, what would you like to know? Annemiek, what would you like to know? Isabel, what would you like to know? Oh, that's funny. Now we have names, but no questions. Hello. Okay, I'll go first then.
Okay.
Can I have one?
Yes, absolutely.
Can it be anything?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it has sort of a tarot-y answer.
I don't know. Now you got me. Let's see who's gonna go first. Okay, I will just think it myself. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna think it in my mind. Can I do that?
It's better if it's voiced.
Okay, then I'm gonna think about it because I have a lot of questions in my mind. But Jackie was quick now, and she has a question here.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is a great question. Okay, our business venture with my partner. Okay, all right. So the way that I found that tarot readings are a little bit easier to kind of like let the universe direct it is I do throws instead of pulls. Make sure there's not too much wind, of course. Okay, I like to read it right before I say it. Can you put it up again? What does she have? So business venture.
Business venture with my partner.
Our business venture with my partner. Okay, so one card came up. And it is...
Jackie, that's for you, girl.
That is peace.
And you have turned your camera off now. Oh, now, yeah.
Accidentally hit something. Okay. So peace. So that means that yes, that would work. If you're trying to make it like a real, depends on if you're trying to make it a real money maker, or if you're trying to make it work, or if you're trying to make it work for like a cause. If you want it to just be something that works or maybe works for a cause, it's a big time yes. There doesn't seem to be too much conflict between you and your partner, and it won't necessarily bring you closer together, but it won't necessarily tear you apart either. Yeah.
Cool. Jackie, if you have a follow-up, go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, amen. Yes, amen. This one is a believer. Okay, thank you, Jackie. Now, Annemiek popped her question. Are you ready for next one?
Sure, yeah, go ahead and read it out loud.
Will I win in court according will I win in court? Because yes, she has a case with her accident against the insurance. So they can pay me. Yeah.
Okay. So rather than yes, no, I'm going to ask it more like what does the outcome look like with the court? Okay, so there's insurance. So she's looking to get a payout from court. Okay. Yeah. Payout court, accident, payout court. What does that look like? Payout in court, accident, insurance. Woo! Okay. So this one gets four main cards.
Wow, 4 cards. Okay.
So number 1. I'm always backwards with the left to right thing. And are we just getting the? Okay. Excuse me. So we're getting the Emperor, number 1. So Emperor in this case is most likely the judgment of the judge. So Emperor.
Cool.
Prince of Cups. Okay, so for the Prince of Cups, Prince is something that's kind of not quite all the way there. It sounds more like a settlement. It doesn't sound like exactly what what you want to get out of it. The next card kind of speaks to that, and that is failure. So 7 of discs. So discs are money, material world. At the end, this is a good card. There's love. So you are not, broken from this. You're not destroyed. There's not 0 payout. It looks like it's a settlement. So not a full payout, but some kind of compromise.
Yeah, she said settlement. All right.
Look for the settlement.
Cool. Interesting. Well, I hope that gives you guidance. Ask more questions, people, if you have. Hurry, because when Natalia takes over, there will be no space for your questions. Okay, she says thank you. What was the name of this girl? Hold on. Where is she? Isabel, ask your question, girl, if you would like a reading. Okay, I've got one. Okay, my intuition was telling me one thing, and then, so I'm struggling with this. So would it be beneficial for my highest and best good to go to Poland now?
Ooh, okay. Well, question, what does your intuition say about the state of the world?
I'm like,
like it could go this way, could go that way, 50-50.
I could go, I could not.
Are we talking, because this matters, are we talking October,
November? We're talking like now, like just any week now.
August? Like super?
No, like September.
Okay, perfect. Early September, got it. Because that does make a difference.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And you're wondering for Poland, for your greatest good or for the greatest good of people you know?
For the greatest good of all people involved.
Including you?
Including me.
Yes, okay. Woo! It's a peace card.
Okay.
So peace means yes. Peace means you can do it. My intuition is telling me it needs to be sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like getting there, and the bigger thing is coming back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. No, but because I was talking to my parents and we kind of made peace that if there is some doubt, because we are intuitive and said, if you're doubting or something is stopping, you have a lot of work, it's better that you don't come than you come, being like this. So it's like either you come now, which means within next, or like we're just gonna be cool, So, and there is not exactly perfect alignment for me to go now. So yeah, but I know, like,
It's not exactly perfect, or it's perfect?
no, it's not. It's
Oh yeah,
not.
it'd be
It's
tough.
not yet. So but yeah, at the end of the day, we have the answers within us, right? So what is your take on if you're doubting something really deeply? Should you do it, or should you better wait until you have peace and do it?
Oh God, it's a really good question. It's highly specific. Yeah, absolutely. Gosh, if we only went with like what feels good, we would never expand. That being said, if you ignore intuitive hits, it's like the worst feeling ever, because you don't feel aligned with yourself, and you told yourself and you didn't listen to yourself. So it's always a potential of being either one. Here's where it's important to have a community of intuitives, because I can't really see my own life's path very well. I wish I could. I wish I knew more about my own path, but it's a lot easier for me to see other people's paths. Like when I have a friend who has a girlfriend, it's like I know when they're going to break up, and I've even done it like to the day. Not a fun game, but it's like something I occasionally play. And what I have done in the past is I've even given people like envelopes with the date, and I say, don't open it until this day.
Oh my God! Yeah, like tell somebody don't open. Don't they open?
And then the note will say something like, "I'm really sorry that you and your partner broke up on Valentine's Day." You'd say something like that. They would open it in March. And so anyway, so it's really easy with other people's timelines, but it's really hard for our own. And so I think a lot of times with intuitives, we get powerful and then we think we can do everything. But this is where it's good to have a network. I like to go to other intuitives for stuff in my own life rather than myself.
Yeah, no, I agree. Jackie says here that when in doubt, take that route. I feel when you're scared, do it anyway. Well, I say I am a believer that when you're scared, you need to do that because that's where the liberation might be. But when you're in doubt, I believe in, do nothing, leave nothing undone, because at least from my experience, when I did something when I was really in doubt, then it kicked my butt. And again, it's above right or wrong. It's all of it serves our development, of course. But if I want to have a pleasurable experience, I'm not looking for expansion right now. I just want to relax, right? So that's also like, what are you looking for with that journey? Because sometimes we need to go on a journey and have a crazy adventure. But the point of this trip specifically was just relax and be at peace and not worry about anything. So yeah, but if you're an adventurous spirit and you want to go cuckoo and it doesn't matter what's going to happen, that's also different, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So again, it comes down to what you want.
Yeah.
Right?
What type of fire sign you are.
Yeah. Exactly.
The Aries, they want to go into war, and then they want to go into peace. They want to have a period of war, a period of peace.
Yeah.
Sagittarius always wants to go and explore.
Yeah. Well, I'm an Aries and a fire dragon. That's why. Yeah, but honestly, when you have this house divided against yourself, it's just really, you need to make a decision, right, about something and just stick with it. And I believe that person needs to be okay with the decision that they make, regardless. Because if you are like fighting all the time, I get like stomach pain,
Oh yeah, ulcers.
Or my back will give out. You know?
And that's all third chakra, right? It's all the will battling itself.
Exactly.
And you know the ultimate root of that is forgiveness.
What? Yeah.
So you say, so when you make a bad decision or bad is relative because you don't know the law. Yeah. But the key is to forgive yourself and to forgive the other person. And you got to say it out loud. That's the other key to it. Because a lot of people are just like, yeah, I do all this work in my head. And it's like, you really have to say it out loud. There's something to it.
Exactly. Okay, cool. Jackie has another question. Will my daughter's surgery help her?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
If you have more questions, people ask.
Okay. So, I mean, it must be a surgery that is slightly elective.
Is it elective surgery?
Or is it like, this is something that had to happen?
Jackie, honey, is it elective or is it something that had to happen? Well, let's give her a moment. So Jackie, answer the question. Oh, yeah. Oh, everybody is just commenting. Yes, elective.
Got it. Okay, that helps me. Okay. So will this surgery help?
Yeah.
Woo! So this surgery will be good for emotions. It will also be something that will open up a path. And the path specifically has a lot of movement to it. So the card that came up was the Knight of Cups.
Okay.
So cups are emotion, heart, all that stuff. And then the knight is in this picture. He is reaching for something. Looks like he's reaching for a crab. So very Cancerian. So in that sense, it's an achievement with something with the home life, whether that's like a house or happy family. But this surgery will help with mobility, upward mobility, and emotional satisfaction.
Is that satisfying, Jackie? Does that ring the bell? Do comment. People, if you would like your question answered, go for it. Okay, somebody's Facebook user, if you would click the little text on the side of this video that gives permission to show your name, that would be awesome. But I'm going to show your question anyway, whoever you are. What area should I focus in my coaching business?
Ooh, these are interesting. So areas get a little bit different with tarot throws. Generally, I like to create a grid. And so I just need to know how large the area is potential. Are we talking the whole world? Are we talking about the US? Or are we talking about a specific state or city?
While this person is thinking about it, so please tell us about the area that you would like to focus on specifically.
Because I do it a different way for that.
Jackie said, OMG, on point.
Yeah, it's much easier if I don't know the situation too much and I don't know the people. This is like perfect for intuition.
Yeah, exactly. Santa Rosa.
Santa Rosa.
Santa Rosa.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Santa Rosa. All right. What type of, wait, and then he doesn't have to answer this, but what was the previous question? It was, where should I focus my business?
What area should I focus on in my coaching business?
Oh, well, this is helping. Santa Rosa is great. I'm real close to Santa Rosa, by the way.
It's Cindy, by the way. Cindy, your name is not showing because maybe you didn't give permission to StreamYard.
Oh, I got it now.
Yeah? Okay, so
I understand.
Hold on. There's a little text on this video that says give permission to StreamYard to show your name at the bottom of the text.
Oh no, I got it. I understand. I think who it is and everything. Okay.
Sure.
So what I'm doing here is I'm making a grid. I'm going to give myself a 9-quadrant grid for Santa Rosa. Okay, and then so some of these cards are going to come out face down, so some are going to come up face up. Mm-hmm. And so the face up ones on part of the grid is going to tell us the answer.
All right.
Woo! Okay. So we've got a couple answers. We got the southeast is peace. Peace, not in the Middle East, peace in the southeast. So that's a yes, it works. Probably not what you want because it's just like it works. The next quadrant is the northwest, and that is strength. This is a really good card. It's the 8 of Wands. 8 is about magic and business. strength is strong. So this is a strong business, northwest. And it might even be more northwest of Santa Rosa even. It might be like Healdsburg, or it might be a little bit more north of that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But right in the center slightly north, which I understand to be downtown, we got the best outcome. We got fortune and prudence. Bang, bang. Fruitful, fertile. This doesn't mean necessarily like having a baby, but fertile business, fertile customers, tree of life, ovaries. It's all in this card. And then this guy, we got one of the best, my favorite card, fortune. So lots of money, downtown Santa Rosa.
So go for it then, Cindy.
Yep.
Awesome. You done with that one?
That one's done.
Thank you very much, Cindy. People ask you questions. Okay, we've got another one. Are you ready, Colin?
I am just about there. Go ahead and ask the question. I'm just picking up the cards. Yep.
Oh, hold on, because Jackie has a follow-up here. That was a great reading. Do you see it? She has been suffering with this since she was in elementary. My mom and I have been able to fund the surgery to help her get out of depression, and just the feeling of being discarded by her father since her grandma passed on. Wow, that was really spot on. Cool. Cindy says, now we see your name. Cindy, that's awesome. Thank you.
Right on.
Do you know Cindy?
I think so.
Cool. All right. So now next question. Girls or boys, ask your questions. Kana has a question here. Will my particular health issue improve?
Okay, good question. Improve. I mean, like almost without a reading, it's like yes, but like, do you mean improve like all the way to like what you were before, or do you mean like even better than that? Like,
yeah, Kana, what do you mean by that? You mean
like
like
par or past par, I guess is a good way of putting it.
In the meantime, while she's thinking, Kana, get a little bit more precise on that question. You know what came to me when the just now with the peace card with Poland?
Yeah.
I just got like a message, just like boom. It said, no matter what, you need to be at peace with your decision.
Right.
I suppose so, yeah, because of the biggest problem with this I have inner conflict. So I think that's what this peace card was telling me at the end of the day.
We could do a follow-up one, which it says to clarify the piece.
Yeah, we will in a moment. Kana now said, oh yeah, okay, well, there you go, Colin, big one. Will I survive?
Okay, that's a good
really, yeah.
Okay.
Let's take deep breaths for Kana.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all good. I was a little nervous with that one because
I would be surprised if she didn't. She's such a kick-ass warrior as that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of cards that would indicate not surviving. So that was definitely a very real possibility. And then my question originally, without even doing the throw, was like, are you going to get back to better or past better? And so that was also answered.
Yeah. So it's
first card is peace. So that's good. We've been getting peace a lot. Peace is kind of like the yes, the gentle yes, yes. The Emperor, that's been coming up a lot as well. So, okay, the Emperor is coming through. I wanted it originally logically to say it has to do with like doctor, hospital, but that's not at all what it has to do with. It has to do with you and being the emperor of your own life and like making strong decisions around your health, moving forward, because you're going to get given a second or third. You're going to be given a shot. You're going to be given a real shot to make something, and it's going to be about your own decision making from there with the blessings, and then from that leads to luxury. The end of it, it's not just getting better and surviving, it's actually getting to a place of luxury, a place of luxury in your mind, a place of luxury in your body, and a place of luxury with the people that associate with you.
Perfect. Look at that, Kana. That was better than you thought, I believe. Great, 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 great. Okay, perfect. We have a next one. Other than being a mother, what else does my life look like? Or does my mother-in-law like me? Okay, there's two questions, huh?
Whoa, yeah. Okay, other than being a mother, what else does my life look like? Okay, let's start with that part. Is there anything beyond being a mother? And I'm assuming that question's coming with somebody who has a small child.
Oh, several children.
They tend to take up your time, you know, more than an older child. And oh my God, if you have more than one, it's like.
Oh, what? How many do you have, Jackie? 4, 6, 7?
Yeah,
No,
it
a lot.
Okay, it feels like you have no identity when you have so many younger kids. Another big aspect as a mom is in the first 7 years, you're still sharing cells.
She has 3 under 3. OMG.
Yeah. So you're sharing cells with them for 7 years. That's when all the cells in your body completely change over. When you share cells, you have this thing called quantum entanglement. And so this is like a scientific proven thing now. It means that those cells, when separated, still communicate with each other. So with all 3 of those kids, you're going to feel a little bit like their identity, and they're going to feel a little bit like your identity. So it's going to be very confusing. And if there's 3 under 3, oh man, that means you probably got another 8.5 years of it. So
6 in total. So 6 in total with her partners.
I can totally see how you could lose a sense of identity with that. So we're looking at basically in the next 8.5 years, a slow come out of that. But in 8.5 years, it's going to be semi gone, and you're going to like sort of need an identity and need like something else a little bit. So what does that look like? Okay. All right. It's going to be it's going to be an interesting process. The early part of it is going to be a little bit struggly. So number 1, we've got 8 of Swords, interference. Ooh. So that means that, and I'm guessing it might be your mother-in-law. I don't know. I'm guessing there's somebody in your life who's an older female who feels very judgmental, who is making you question like everything that you do. Like, is this the right thing to do? Is this the right way to raise them? Is this the right thing to think about? So that's coming in with interference. And so that's making what's already a hard situation harder.
I believe Jackie can relate to that.
Okay, next one, strife. Okay. So strife is work. It's wands. So it's just a lot of work right now, busy work. Good news is that's the worst part of it, is the beginning. So those 2 things, I don't know, those might be anywhere from 2 to 12 months, that period. After that, you have the Emperor. So the Emperor comes up. That's when you have to make new decisions about how this is going to work. And you have to be more the one in charge. And you have to lay down the law, and you have to say, here's my boundaries. Here's what you can do. Here's where I want help. Here's where I don't want you in my life. Like, here's where I want to do it myself.
Right. Jackie says that would be her, the mother.
Okay, that's what I thought. It felt like it. And then beyond the Emperor is peace. So peace comes right underneath the Emperor. You'll achieve a place of tranquility. It's not pacificity necessarily, because it came under the Emperor. So it comes with boundaries. After that, after the peace phase, next phase is the strength phase. So the strength phase is again the 8s. The 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands is a little different than the 8. Instead of you going and being like an entrepreneur, it's more like you leading or being part of a community. From that is a new beginning. So now you've linked up with some sort of community, and now it's Ace of Cups. So Ace of Cups sometimes can mean another baby. Let's hope it's not another baby. I'm guessing. Let's hope it's not. But it could also be like the start of a career. It could be the start of a movement. It could be something like that. It's emotionally satisfying, specifically. That's very emotionally satisfying. Something that you've thought about for a while. maybe you didn't think it was possible for you to do that, but you can.
Great. And that anything else there?
And then there's a warning card. So just be careful with what the thing that you're starting in the future. It's the devil card. So be careful with going into excesses of pleasure. So you might start getting more money and you might start getting more power and stuff like that. So just try to keep that part of it in check.
Balance.
Yeah.
And what about that mother-in-law?
Does she like her?
Oh, well.
I can already answer that. What the mother-in-law is based on that reading. She's not. You're probably trying to like make her like you and like say things you think she wants to hear and that she likes or something. She actually doesn't want that. She wants to see you as a badass mama bear, and like just being that badass mama bear will give her more respect, and she already likes you.
Okay, cool. Great. Awesome, she says. Right. Great. Okay, ask a question, Colin. I'm working on something. Will I be coming to big money this year?
Big money?
Yes.
For you?
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Okay. I can't wait to do this one.
Oh, yeah.
These are always fun.
My God. You get it more complicated.
So I can tell already that whatever you're working on, it's not like a simple project. It's not like I want to have a pizza company and like let's make sure that we have enough dough and stuff. It's like it's probably like way interwoven, a lot of connections, a lot of like this person, that person, but like it's all stuff that you're like good at. So okay, let's get it started. So it's going to be a little bit, this one's the most complex I've gotten. So.
And I did not think it would be any different, no.
Oh, no, this one's a little more complicated. All right, so, okay. And number one, so dominion. Okay, so.
Take dominion?
I think you're finding like a niche, like a part of the market that could be really, like you could add a lot of juice to that. So that's the kind of the breakthrough. The second aspect of that is pleasure. So we got the 6 of Cups. So it sounds like this would be an alignment. So you'd be in alignment with 6 of Cups is an interesting one. It's 6 with this like 6 chakra, which is like intuition, and then cups are emotion. So it's like intuitively, emotionally satisfying. So it sounds like it's in alignment with your higher purpose. When we go right to the center of the issue, we get a little bit of disappointment. Okay? We go beyond that. There is some 5 of Cups. So we're like, I'm aligned with this completely. And then there's like an issue. There's some sort of issue with that. I can't see what that is exactly. With that issue, on the left-hand side of that is the devil. So there is a part of this middle process where you can be pulled into something that is, either self-serving or it's just an option that gets presented kind of halfway through.
Okay.
Assuming that you, okay. So to deal with that, you have to deal with strife, which is 5 of Wands. In this case, I feel like it means travel. So I feel like there's an issue of like where you do this. There's some sort of locational, not disagreement, but like just you're trying to figure it out. With that, there is an aspect of like a partnership that kind of shows you the way. There's whether it's like a business partnership or not, there is somebody that directs that you work in cahoots with. that comes to the place of love. Okay, so now you're in love. You've got your dominion, you've got your concept, you got your people, and you got your place at this point. Now we go into the Emperor. Okay, so the Emperor is kind of like something that we're all working on all the time. We're trying to do it with our whole lives. When you become more conscious and more intuitive and eat better, all that stuff, it becomes a whole different ballgame, because there's almost a responsibility. Like, so many people are lost and so many people like don't know what they're doing. If you figure it out, it's like, it's kind of a waste if you don't share that with the world. And so that's what that's speaking to, is your platform to disseminate what you've learned and what's made you successful. And then that's going to help make whatever this business is 10 times more successful.
Cool.
When that happens, and this is the last card, luxury.
Oh.
The luxury means you do meet
There's a light at the end of the road.
you meet your financial goals, but
Yeah.
you meet them so well that it's actually luxury. So you have a surplus. So you can go on more trips, you can buy nice things, whatever you want to do with that extra money.
It's actually very much in alignment with all the readings that I had actually over the last, because this is something that is building for years, of course. It's like, you know, when you come into alignment more and more with your higher self, and it's like you calibrating, right? So there's a little bit of calibration still to be done there, I think. But yeah, it's clearing up. Do you have time for one more?
Absolutely.
All right. So thank you. Everybody is super grateful. Amazing. Awesome. Thank you again. So there is one more here. Will I become the same and do the same again, or become even better after my court and my health issues are solved? Okay, there's several questions, because she has a lot of health issues. She has something in her throat as well now, so communication center. So obviously that court, the accident that she had caused a lot of issues with her health, you know?
Yeah.
So can you break it down intuitively?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, just right off the bat, sounds like there's like a fifth chakra interference, and it feels like the fifth chakra interference is like a childhood thing that's been rehashed in various forms over the years. Let's do a reading. All right. So the short answer, because I just wanted to answer the question first, but I think there might be a follow-up question or two. So yeah, the way I see it is it's a fifth chakra issue. And yeah, will I be the same? No, you'll be different. You'll be more in touch with that. So better, yes. Better in the sense of more awareness and more understanding. And will your court and health issues be resolved? They're definitely connected. You know, the amount, anything that's stressful in your life is connected to health. So the answer, the short answer is 6 of discs, which is success. So yes, you will be able to overcome these issues. Just intuitively, I think the steps to that is understanding what led to these health and court issues, and what that looks like. So putting an illumination on the origin of that, I think would be helpful, not just for this case, but for future continuations.
Cool. So this is Colin's website. If anybody wants to, are you offering those? Because I think these people really like it.
Oh yeah, I would love to do. I should put that on the webpage so it's more concrete. But yeah, I love doing tarot throws and readings.
Yeah, because you don't just do it for fun. You actually are psychic somewhat, right?
Oh yeah, and then sometimes like I'll do a couple and then I'll start realizing like, oh yeah, I don't really need the cards. But the cards make it fun. It makes it more tangible, and you get the visual in there. But that kind of speaks to a lot of intuitive things. It's the physical stuff that we need in the beginning, but it leads us to a place where we don't necessarily need it, as you've discussed previously.
Cool. All right, we have crossed an hour and 10 minutes now. Girls, do you have anything else? Because we're gonna wrap this up now. I think you have. Oh, okay, I understand. I'm already busy with this process. Thank you very much. Okay, good. So there's nothing more there. Thank you so much. It was super awesome. Really great. I love that, Like, do you want to come back with such a game again?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Look, we are family and have him do them all the time. Love his tarot reading. Cool. So this is something. Hold on, I'm just gonna put your website on again. Yeah, get in touch with Colin. You're gonna be doing it with Erica, no? I saw Erica on the website as well. She will offer services.
Yeah, she's on there too.
Oh, wrong one. Erica is Colin's partner, mate, and actually we had Erica in episode 5, I believe, when we talked about Sophia Code and we talked about intuition and all sorts of things. So now you guys have one website, huh?
Yeah. Well, multiple, but this is one where she's on as well.
Okay, I'm gonna put that one on YouTube channel.
Awesome.
Okay, great. So would you like to come back in October, Colin, and play a little bit? Great, then we're gonna be in touch. Maybe in a way that you will not need to stress here to come at 9.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna make sure I don't have anything before it. Yeah.
Okay, great. No, because that was great. I bet people love it. That was a fantastic game. So we can do something like that. Maybe something else will come to you. We'll see, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Is there something else you would like to say about this full moon, or any closing blessings?
Yeah. Well, I'd like to say, yeah, I'm excited for what you're doing in the world, and thank you so much for your offerings.
Everybody's very, very grateful.
And yeah, with this moon, I think, take advantage of it, work with it, dance with it. The moon is our friend.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, good. So check your calendars, girls. If there's any boys here, I don't know. Check your calendars for what did you say that the ritual has to be done during which phase of the moon?
During the waxing, but as close to the apex as possible. So as close to the peak as you can be. Just don't be on the downhill side.
Okay, great. Cool. So then I will just close this one up. We will let you know when Colin is coming back. In the meantime, all episodes are available on YouTube and on Facebook. Of course, we are building. As you can see, Colin, from the messy cards, we're building. And, we need to gather resources. So this platform, it's just not so simple. But yeah, it's building.
The sky wasn't so great.
Yeah. So. But all those podcasts are also going to be available later on, on the podcast website and so on. So this is just the beginning. We are just seeding, all of us here. So just stay tuned. And next week we will have a yoga specialist, and yeah, that will be very interesting. So I will let you know when Colin is coming back. In the meantime, gather all your tools and go and howl to the moon and make it fun, right? Involve your kids, because that could be so much fun with the kids as well. So Colin, thank you so much.
Right
on. It was awesome. Say hello to Erica from me.
Will do.
And yeah, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Yeah?
All right. Peace and blessings.
Thank you. Namaste.